have a limit order for NQ. The reason why I jumped in on ES is because of this. Because we broke structure on NQ. So we already have a confirmation that NQ wants to take off, but I'm not willing to take an entry on NQ just like that. Reason why is because, let's say for example it does come back down, it's gonna drop 90 ticks. I'm not willing to hold 90 ticks. On ES, we're anticipating that this is the low of day, so that's what matters here. Oh, so you know that's what I care about. Go long here, stop loss at the low right here, and we're looking for buy side liquidity. So we'll take a partial at this imbalance here, and then we'll move on from there. Alright, NQ just broke structure, and we're leaving an imbalance here. This was a perfect entry. We should have just taken it, honestly. But it's all good. Let's see if we can take one partial at 20 ticks. This is on a funded account, by the way, so wow. Let's fucking get some money, guys. This is on the 50K account that I was talking about earlier. We want to see if we can get a payout with this account for YouTube, you know? Trolling our way through YouTube, getting payouts. No big deal. Broke structure. We have an imbalance here on ES. We're going to go ahead and add one more contract if we come back down to it. We need to wait for it though. We're going to add there. We're going to pyramid into this trade. Price action on NQ. Let's see if we want to come back down to NQ here and then take off. Hey, Hibbs, you took full partial? Did you take full partial on your longs? Did you guys hold any runners? On ES? Why I entered on ES or entry on NQ? Oh, well, I didn't take entry on NQ. The reason why I entered here is because we broke structure on NQ, which means this was a high chance of becoming a breakaway gap because of this candle right here. So what does that mean? ES should no longer go lower than this. If the trend is really bullish, these are protected lows, right? So I'm just looking for ES to break the highs here. That's what I'm looking for. If ES breaks the highs here, then our stop loss is now going to move to this protected low. We're going to go ahead and add one here at the volume imbalance. See this volume imbalance on ES? I'm going to add one more here. I'm anticipating that this is a protected low. Price action, I understand that it has to go lower because I want to jump in here. Can this be a bounce? Yes. If this is a bounce, I'm not going to take it on NQ. I'm already in on ES. So will price action take off without me? No. You get what I mean? Now, if ES goes lower, then NQ is going to have to come down here. And then I get in on this guy and I take a stop loss here, right? If I get stopped out. All right, we just got in on our partial. So we entered here at the volume imbalance. We entered here at this busy, right? So we did an entry here. Why did we enter here? Because I understand that ES has to go lower to balance these out. And I also understand that price action wants to come down to go at these guys, right? But I'm only adding one micro right now because I do not want to risk it going down because I need this guy to come back down lower. We're going to go ahead and eliminate one contract here. Now, if I get stopped out here, I get stopped out. I'm anticipating that these are the lows of day. I'm not looking for no. I'm not looking for this to drop lower than this. I want it to just bounce now. Broke structure. We broke structure with an imbalance. No, we did not. See how this high, this candle didn't close above the high, and it also didn't leave an imbalance. That's the reason why I entered on ES. right? Why? Because if I enter on ES and NQ has to drop, I would have had to enter over here, and then my stop loss is ginormous at that point. Equal lows on 1 hour. That's 1 hour, right? Yeah, 1 hour. Yeah, we got about equal lows. Yeah, not too shabby. Are you talking about ES or NQ? Check out ES. Ah, you got the same thing. All right, if ES wants to go lower, we should come back down into this 50% here. We're going to go ahead and do one add-on position there. The reason why I'm adding, remember guys, I'm anticipating that these are your protected lows, right? Soon as we break structure with another imbalance, this stop loss automatically goes up. From a little back. Oh, I see what you're talking about. Talking about from this guy right here, just about equal lows. Yeah. See, we had this guy right here. You see this white line? That was from a 15-minute Wicks candle. I'll show you. See this wick right here, this yellow one? We have consequent encroachment from this wick, which means price action had to come down here and then bounce, right? If it wanted to be bullish. So as you can see, price action, what it do? It comes down into the 50% and the bodies are closing above. So what is that telling you? That's telling you that price action is not willing to go lower. So now at that point, we're anticipating that when price action came down, is doing sell side liquidity hunts on the lower time frame, right? So due to those sell side liquidity hunts, we're then coming back down. We just grab all of these stop losses that people went longs in, and then price is going up higher. Now the question here is, will price action break a high with another imbalance, right? So for example, I wanted this break of high, this BOS right here. I wanted the candle that breaks this high to become a fair value gap. We just disrespected this guy here. I'm going to go ahead and add one more contract. Well, actually, I'm not going to add a contract because NQ didn't break the highs. So I'm going to stay safe. I'm going to stay safe. NQ didn't break the highs. I'm going to wait for NQ to break a high, and then I'll add more. Now, what I was talking about earlier was that we needed to break a structure with imbalance. This candle here broke structure, but the body didn't close above the high, and we also did not leave a fair value gap. So that's the reason we don't add here. Now, this structure right here, if you pay attention, now the question is, will we force this or we will not force this, right? And to be honest, it's never good to force it. So if price action, we do an equal line here, it broke structure. The problem here is that this is not the break of structure we want. We want this one, right? Because these were all the equal lows are, the equal highs are at. That's what we want. All right, we're gonna take a partial at 20 ticks, maybe around 15. Let's see what we have here. We have a volume imbalance. We're gonna take a partial here at this volume imbalance. Right at the volume imbalance, high chance of being what is it called? Oh, that's a buy stop. No. Rip. I was trying to trim, not sell. We're gonna go ahead and trim 2 here. Go up a bit higher. All right, we trimmed the 2. I didn't mean to buy that one. I really didn't. I was trying to trim here, but we'll see. If we leave a fair value gap here, we're gonna add at this order block. All right, you see how the price action never came back down here? We're gonna eliminate this order. Our stop loss. Our stop loss gonna be here. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I put a buy stop instead of sell limit order. It is what it is. All good. We're waiting for NQ to break structure. That's what we want. NQ to break structure with imbalance, and then ES is gonna take off. I'm putting my stop loss at break even here. This is pretty bad though, because this average should be down here below this. Here, we're gonna put it down here instead. Yeah, because This average should be down here because there's an imbalance here. Price action might come down to this imbalance and then go back up. So, what a bummer. That's a bummer mistake right there. That's a terrible mistake. But, oh, I didn't leave a limit order here. I was supposed to add on here. See if we come back down for it. We'll do an add-on. Fuck it. We'll do an add-on right here. A little bit lower. At the order block. It's probably going to come to this imbalance here. Let's go ahead and eliminate this clutter. Alright, we need to break a structure in NQ. If NQ does not break structure, this is not going to take off. So we really need NQ to start bouncing. What does NQ? Why does NQ need to go lower? You guys remember this guy? The entry from earlier? Right about here. Volume imbalance. That's what NQ wants to grab. If it really wants to bounce, it's gonna come down here and it's gonna bounce from here. That's what we'll most likely do. We're gonna go ahead and add one more position here. Damn, it came right to consequent encroachment, right? Yep. That's how good. We're gonna add one here. See if it drops one more. We'll add another position down at the bottom. And then we're going to put our stop loss right down here. I'm putting the stop loss below this 50%. Hopefully it doesn't wake me out right. We already took partials, so we know we made money. Now you guys see why we take partials here? I should have taken heavier partials, to be honest. I should have. Because at that point we could have added more down here. And then these partials could have made up for a loss if this goes against us. But I fucked that one up. Completely fucked it up. Yeah, I want to see a balance on NQ as well. But in reality, I'm still not going to expect a full-on bounce on NQ because of the volume imbalance. We have a volume imbalance here. So that's the only reason why I'm taking these extra trades here. We have a 1 minute volume imbalance. If I'm correct, hopefully I am, right? If I'm correct, price action is going to come back down. It's going to bounce from here, which means ES is probably going to go lower and bounce from here. So that's the only thing about it. Is like I have to probably move my stop loss a bit lower. That first entry up here fucked my average because now I already have an order up here. That's a problem. Luckily for us, ES is not as volatile as usual. As NQ. Obviously, if you guys are inside this trade and don't like the way NQ is acting, break even is always a good option to take risk off. Always. It's never bad to take de-risk. It's never better. See this volume imbalance? It's a possible target. Right there, then we probably come back down. See if we disrespect this. See how price action is attracted to these fuckers? It's crazy. It's fucking insane. Alright, we're almost at the bottom here. If this bounces, we're fucking solid and we start adding more here. I'm just waiting for that bounce here. Don't fail me now. I should probably put the stop loss below this though. Right here. Alright. Oh my goodness. Perfect bounce. You know what I forgot about, guys? I forgot I had a limit order here. Oh, Jesus. We're in on both of them. We're in on both. I'm already heavy on ES. So I'm going to put stop loss or break even for NQ. I'm putting stop loss or break even NQ. Reason why is because I'm in heavy here as well. So we're going to take partials at 50 ticks here. We have a perfect bounce. We could probably take de-risk here, some cash and take in case we take a loss, if anything. Let's see. How does the 5-minute look here? Alright, I'm gonna get out of this trade on NQ. I'm gonna hold the one from ES just in case if we take a loss. I forgot I was in that trade. Alright, we take a loss here. I'm taking the loss. We're adding one here though. Alright, I'm taking the loss. I'm okay taking this loss here. And the reason why I'm okay is because I was anticipating that this was the low of day, right? Now, what could be a mistake I could have caused here is that my stop loss was too tight, right? If I'm anticipating that this is the low of day, then my stop loss should be at the bottom. But I'm also thinking about this guy here. It's like price action should not go lower than this. So what I could have done, I could have moved my stop loss down here and then wait for NQ to disrespect this low of low. Now, what does that mean? That means that if NQ disrespects this guy, that means price action is probably going to go lower. So I just get out of the trade here. But obviously, when NQ does this, and if it's going to respect it, ES is going to tag along with it. So that could have been a mistake I just realized. But we'll see. I didn't take a loss on NQ, so that's fine. I took some partials, and then we just continue adding on. I fucked up here at this longs. And then obviously this guy didn't get respected the way I wanted to. So I took about a $90 loss, so as you guys can see. Right here it was at 50,090 bucks. Now we're at 50,008. So hi guys. Going back to this day, I don't mean to extend this video. I just want to talk about this trade a little bit. I normally put these white lines here, right? And these white lines are a high time frame PD array. Means I am looking for price action to come down into these white lines and then show me a market structure shift, right? A bounce. So I normally like to see when trend takes out a low, I want to see fair value gap form and then get disrespected, converting to an inverse fair value gap, right? However, in this specific day, we went ahead and we had these lows here. We came down, we took these lows, respected this guy, and then we continue going back on, right? So at that point, we ended up entering this trade due to NQ because NQ was doing exactly what we wanted. It grabbed the CB, disrespected the CB, left the BISI, inverse fair value gap, and we should have entered on NQ. But the risk was risky, and we ended up entering on ES, right? However, as you guys can see, price action went up, grabbed the volume imbalance here. This is where we took partials. This is exactly where I also made a mistake and I did an add-on. So not only did we take partials, we actually added here. And then the trend fell down and pretty much took out sell side again before it continued going back up and hit the target that I really wanted, right? I wanted buy side liquidity, but I always like taking partials at the 50%. Why the 50%? Because most of the time when 50% get hit, they get respected, right? So if it's going to be bearish, it's going to come down to a 50%, then it's going to reject. If it's going to be bullish, it's going to hit the 50%. As you guys can see, I had my stop loss here at that time because I said, you know what, if price action is really bullish and this is the low of low, for example, the low of day, we are going to come down to this 50%. I went ahead and I added here as well, and I put my stop loss just below it, right? In this case, obviously the trend was bearish. The trend did take me out. I did take a loss in this trade, but at the same time, I also want to talk about how adding to your position and taking partials is not a bad thing, you know. But at the same time, taking these risks can sometimes go down south, right? It can have a bad impact if the risk management is not there. But let's say, for example, if on this specific day the trend just kept pushing, it was just pumping, we broke structure, imbalance, add-on, taking partial at buy side liquidity, comes back down, order block, add on, goes back up, take partial at these breakup structures, have an imbalance, goes back up, comes back down, and we should have added here, right? And then you get stopped out at break even. Is that the way we played it? No, we played it a bit differently. Did we add on? Yes. We went ahead, we added where we supposed to. We added at this guy here. Why? We had to break a structure. Then price action came back down. We took another add on here. Goes back up. We anticipate this volume imbalance getting hit, right? Goes back up again. Breaks structure. When it breaks structure, the candle also closed above. So we added here. Then we added down here at the order block. Then we went ahead and we added down here around this area. Then we added down here at the wick, at the 50% of this wick, and their stop loss was below, right? Because this became the new protected low, which means if price action was really bearish, this low was going to get disrespected, and that's where we got stopped out. But at the end of the day, if you don't take these risks, what if the trend was never bearish? It came down here, you added more to your position, and then it took off. That's when these days come very, very profitable, right? Because at that point, you're now starting hunting buy side liquidity, and you're going to catch the trend, the bullish trend. On this specific day, as you guys can see, price action then continue going lower, and we grabbed another sell side liquidity. How do I find these high time frame sell side liquidities? I just go into 15 minutes, 1 hour, it does not matter. Every low is a PD array, right? Now, the higher the time frame, the better it is going to get respected. So I like choosing the 1 hours. As you can see here, we came down into the sell side liquidity and we had a pump, right? So this is where we took the hour entry, right? Because we just don't know which is going to be the low of day. This can be the low of day. This guy right here can be the low of day. You just don't know that, right? Did we choose the correct one? No. Did we catch a pump? Yes. We came down to this sell side liquidity. We grabbed whatever we needed from here. And then we continue going back up into buy side liquidity, right? But at the end of the day, if you do not take these risks, we're never going to catch the trend. So take the risk, small losses. And then next time you take another risk, if the trend does go the way you want it to, then that's exactly when you're going to start seeing more consistency, right? Why? Let's say, for example, we did catch this one. I forgot to record the video. Let's say, for example, if price action comes back down and then you did the same things, right? We had a break of structure, another imbalance. You're expecting that this is a protected low, right? So when you're going to enter, let's go ahead and say you entered here at this imbalance because this is the one that broke structure. You understood there's a volume imbalance. Go ahead. Let's say you entered full size here and then you put your stop loss at the midpoint of this mean threshold, right? The midpoint of the order block. Then at that point, price action continue going high. We broke structure. What do you do again? You add more to your position here. And then what do we do again? You broke structure. And then you add to your position here again. But then on this specific day, price action just took off. And this is what you want. Just because we took a $90 loss here doesn't mean, and you added and you took a loss, doesn't mean you're never going to catch those trends, right? But let's say, for example, you risked this trade here as well, and we ended up adding to our position. These are the days you start making money. These are the days that compensate for these losses up here, right? You're trying to catch these trends by simplifying your rules and seeing, okay, if this is the low of day, let's go ahead and start pyramiding. If it's not, you get stopped out. We learn how to put our stop loss where it belongs. If that does not get respected, you take the loss, move on. Right? So little details like that, it's just something we always want to see. Price action comes back down, takes out sell side liquidity. Price action goes back up. We had a break of structure with an imbalance, goes back down, takes out all of this sell side right here. We have down close candles. We have a pump, down close candle again. Then we come back down. We take them all out. Then goes back up. What do we have here? We had a break of structure. With an imbalance, you enter. Right? And then you're looking for another break of structure with an imbalance. And if that does not happen, you just don't enter. And at the end of the day, you enter down here. Price action then goes to buy side liquidity. And then you get stopped out at break even. Right? You lose, then you win. You lose, then you win. But as long as you stay cool and you take those losses the way we're supposed to, these losses should not matter. So, hope you guys have a good day. I left the video on full record the way it was supposed to be. As you guys can see, I stay cool. I try to stay calm as possible, whether we're winning or losing. I try to stay calm. I'm not emotionally attached to what my P&L is, and the reason for that is because I trade in micros, right? I'm not risking a lot. I want to focus specifically on what price action is doing, not specifically on how many ticks I'm up and how much I'm winning, right? I have a rule, either trim when it breaks structure. If we have a higher high, we come back down and then we go back up. That could be a buy side liquidity hunt, so just take partials, right? We take one contract off. I am not looking for 100 ticks, 70 ticks. I'm always looking for rejections at specific areas or a specific number if that happens first. For example, if I'm on NQ, I'll take a profit at 50 ticks no matter what, just one contract off, and that's it. No exceptions, no questions asked. Same thing here on ES. I was looking for 20 ticks. We saw 15 because of volume imbalance. We took a partial here. Simple as that. We expect this to be a rejection zone. If you expect it to be a rejection zone, then go ahead and take partials, right? Because the price action can go against you. And that's exactly why we take partials that way. But have a good day, guys. Thank you for watching.